Hi guys, it's day 76 of the national lockdown here in South Africa. Um phew, it's been an interesting 24 hours because the hearing for trying to lift the ban for selling of cigarettes has started today, and it seems like the judges are impatient with the state. So it is a strong possibility that it will be lifted. But Nkosana Dlamini Zuma is adamant that level one will see the lifting of the ban of selling cigarettes, which I don't understand. Um, they've also asked if they could have a reprieve, not a reprieve, an adjournment in order to get more facts. And I'm thinking, no, you cannot get more time. You have plenty of time during the lockdown as to the reason why the selling of cigarettes needed to be banned. If you are using the excuse that those who are smokers would suffer more with the coronavirus, you need to have tests, you need to have research that will back it up. All the countries in the world don't understand why we're the only country that has a cigarette ban. I mean, it's like, I don't understand. This is why it is important for you guys to vote when it comes to elections. I am not a passionate person when it comes to politics um, and all of that. The one time I I voted for Patricia DeLille, but I voted for Patricia DeLille before she went to the DA. I kind of felt that her ideologies I actually thought of would actually sink in. But anyway, that's besides the point. I'm not going to be talking about that. Um, it is extremely cold. The cold front has now hit and it is pouring of rain. It was storming this morning. I was looking at my phone thinking, is my boss going to say, don't come in today? But didn't. So I went to work. But still, it was fine. It was fun. It was okay. Um, Another thing that has also been spiking is the amount of murders now that is now happening since level 3 began in on the 1st of June. And a lot of people are saying that it's alcohol based. And I was like, how do you know? There was this poor girl who was 8 months pregnant. She was murdered and she was hung up by a tree, not by a tree, up in the tree. And I'm like, no drunk person will be able to do that. I'm just saying. And it is a concern. I also kind of feel like these criminals, these wannabe murderers, are now thinking, okay, it's lockdown is lifted, there's no curfew, and it's now time to kill people. I just don't understand the mentality. We've been locked down for almost 11 weeks. What gives you the idea? Okay, let me go kill this person. I'm never going to get caught. It is sad. It's extremely sad that these females have been targeted. It's again. So we've got to deal with that now. Um, Another thing that I have been quite passionate about is the fact that beauticians and hairstylists or people who own hair salons should go back to work. If an Uber driver can go back to work, a taxi driver who can go back to work, you cannot tell me that any of those taxi drivers who are now transporting people from A to B is all practicing social distancing. You are lying to me. I live near a very busy road and I've seen countless of taxis chock a block, not doing the social distancing as they're supposed to. And how is one to control that? One, for one, people want to go home. They're not going to wait for another taxi because the one taxi is too full. They're just going to get into the taxi. So if that's the case, are these taxi drivers now sanitizing the taxis after everyone has left the taxi? Because one of those people could have had the coronavirus. But yet, a person who runs a hair salon, a hairdresser, cannot open up shop. I mean, I am no expert when it comes to hair salon and sanitizing, but hear me out. I'm going to use the hair salon that I go to. Right. There are 3 hairdressers. There are 2 assistants. I'm sure there's 2 assistants. Yes, I had a conversation with the one. Lol. Um, there's a small waiting area. So there are 3 hairdressers. So hairdresser 1 has an appointment at 9 o'clock. That person comes in, gets the hair washed, and then goes and has their hair cut. By 20 past 9, depending on what they're doing, by 20 past 9, hairdresser 1 is already going to be finished with her client. She sanitizes everything that she's used. She sanitizes the area that she's in. She's wearing a mask. She's wearing gloves. The person having a haircut is wearing a mask. But obviously, when they go to the nitty-gritty of the back ends where they need to cut, they can just have the hand over the mask, over their face, right? There. So that person leaves. The second customer comes in for the 20 past 9 appointment for hairdresser 2. Goes there, does all that thing, right? At 20 to 10, by right, that person is finished, and then the next client comes in. Even if these hair salons and hairdressers work 7 days a week, because they need to make up their money to pay the rent, to pay the water, and to pay the electricity, this is my idea that they should do. They should work from 9 to 5 every single day until they are able to survive. I mean, we never planned for a pandemic, and we didn't plan for a government who don't think. And it can work. After you finish with a client, you sanitize everything. But yet you can go into an Uber who has already serviced at least 50 people before you by the time you get home. You don't know if that car has been sanitized. Yes, they give you hand sanitizer, but that doesn't mean that it could be on the car seat, the virus. It could be on the door handle to the car. It could be on the door handle inside the car, on the button where the window is. But yet hair salons can't open. What is the deal with that? This is day 76, and I'll see you tomorrow.